What up, y'all? It is Jamba here with another video. Look, man, it's 12:30 at night. I should be asleep right now. I gotta take a shower. I gotta go to sleep. I got work early in the morning, but I'm here with you doing part two of this reaction. It's called Listen to Black Women. We got Ebony K. Williams, and let me actually I'll just leave it here. But yeah, no, Ebony K. Williams was basically breaking down some of the issues with that black women are dealing when it comes to dating and black men and interracial relationships and passport bros. There's a lot of stuff. Go watch part one. Just go watch part one or watch the original video. It's up to you. I can't tell you what the fuck to do. But we're gonna continue on. This is part two. And hopefully this one can go a little bit quicker than the first. I had a phone call. My sister called me, y'all. When the sister calls, you got to pick up, right? So, I had to, stop the show to address that. So yeah, let's play. Let's keep this moving.
Well, here's the thing, Melissa.
And I still, it's been about it's only been 7 minutes, but I haven't heard shit from this woman. And I ain't got nothing bad to say about her either, but she seems nice, but I would like to hear from her. I'd like for her to say something. You just taking up space for no reason. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, yeah, hopefully she can say something. I want to hear from all these women, right? Okay, play the video.
So what you're naming, though, is really the crux of the issue, which is that people want to sit on platforms, social media, radio, and television, and the like, and they want to pretend as if we live in a society, particularly in this nation, that doesn't.
We live in a society. That meme is that Joker meme is about 3 years old. Y'all remember that? Remember Joker? We live in a society. That's not how he said it. I shouldn't have stopped the video for that.
Have class, socioeconomic distinction.
Exactly.
Let's just start from that point.
Yeah.
Right. We want to pretend that we live in this kumbaya society where, quote, everyone's the same. Stop cap.
Yeah.
Stop cap.
Yeah. It's very.
Stop the cap, Ebony. See, this is when you date too many white men. Stop the cap. And I'm not by no means am I the guy to correct people on their slang and terms. It's either stop capping or you could say stop the cap, but you don't say stop cap. I'm pretty sure there's other people who's probably roasted her on this. I'm not going to continue to do so, but I just had to make it known.
It's not.
Yeah.
It's not. Like we
very
need to
true.
be clear. And it's not, for me, it's never about being better than, which I think is how a lot of that was framed.
Yes.
I've been very clear. My mother drove Charlotte-Mecklenburg Schools bus for many years to make sure.
And this kind of goes to show, I got to stop this again. This kind of goes to show, and I'm not saying that she should be a mom. Let me fucking finish my sentence. But just the fact that she said stop cap like that, and she said it like 3 times as if that was the way that the hip people say it. That's something that like a mom would do. Like that's something that a mom would say to relate to like the younger people. And it's kind of weird that someone, regardless if they're a man or a woman, I'm even think I'm getting too old. Shit. But it's weird that people are old to the point where you're not even saying slang right, or you're not even saying like you're trying to kind of be hip, and you're out here still trying to date and still trying to you know what I'm saying. And I'm not sure if she is specifically. I think she is, but yeah, like that's something that's like a mom. That was a mom moment. That was a very much a mom moment, not a woman who is still out here trying to find a man. Like, does that kind of make sense? And again, this is not even just I'm not saying this because she's a woman. Even if it's a dude, like if a dude was on a fucking platform and he says stop cap, like in kind of trying to kind of be hip, but they're still out there like trying to find a woman. I think it'll still be kind of weird, right? Right? All right. Let me what tab is this? Okay. Here we go.
paper that I had everything that I needed. And from that, and if I bought a bus driver home to Gloria, she would slack the black off of me. Because her point was, is I put you in position to go get it. To go get it at a different and yes, higher level. So why, and let me tell you something else I know about women who show up in success and financially and this, that, and the third, and then
if you, oh my goodness, if you are raised to go and get it, then why do you need a man to, like, you know what I mean? If you like, what does the man's income and what he's doing even matter that much financially if you were already raised to get it yourself? If you were raised to get it yourself and you're making great money, but the bus driver, if especially if you I'm just kind of throwing this out there, like, I'm just as a fucking thought experiment. If you are doing well and you find a bus driver and you just so happen to find this bus driver to be attractive and kind and still masculine and interesting and blah blah blah, then what would actually be the issue? I think the issue is pride. I think the issue here, the deeper issue, if you want to go to the root of it, y'all, is pride and ego and something that Melissa Ford said, status. Because she knew, or she knows, that if she brought her bus driver ass boyfriend home to her mom and that status don't match or exceeds what her daughter's status is, then that will be that's an ego thing. Because I'm gonna tell you something. Even if I was a big time blah 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 of blah 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 industries, even if I was a Tony Stark ass nigga, I wouldn't be embarrassed to bring, if I brought home a woman who worked at Denny's, but she was attractive and kind and nice and sweet and funny and just was just I wouldn't feel an ounce of shame. I wouldn't feel an ounce of nothing. Even if she worked, I could tell my mom, and my mom knows this. She could work part-time at Denny's in fucking knits or does Pilates on the side or some shit and goes to school and is whatever. I do care if I do want her to be doing something. I don't want her to be lazy, right? You know, if she's kind of working to something, but she can work at Denny's. She could work at a fucking pet store. She could work at a fucking sandwich shop. Now, not sandwiches because she's a woman making a sandwich. Y'all get it. It could be Subway. She could be at working at Chipotle. She could be working and licking stamps at the post office. She could be just a stamp licker. She can be she could be the Statue of Liberty spinning signs and shit. But she like me and she cool and we get along and I'm good. But that's just me. I'm getting too much into myself. We got a whole video to watch, y'all. Damn.
Try to act as if we're all the same. And they do date, men that maybe are differently positioned financially or educationally or otherwise. They are typically resented. I'm gonna just tell you the truth. The women I know that build men, right?
Yeah.
Right? Because we've all done it. That's truth be told. In my first marriage, I paid the bills. Let's be clear. I'm not speaking hypothetically. I'm speaking from experience. I was a lawyer dating a grad student. Who do you think was running them bills?
Right.
Let's stop it. And what I felt, y'all, was
a grad student. Okay, so she has been married before. Yeah, let me look at her. Let me look at her IMDb or her Wikipedia. She doesn't have a lot of her personal life, but that's fine. Yeah, she was married once and she was married to a grad student. Well, what is he in grad student for? Because if unless he's getting a useless degree like some people. But if he's a grad student, I'm pretty sure that he was a grad student on his way to actually doing something to make a great living, just like how she was, right? So, but let's hear her out. Let's let her finish.
I appreciate the lifestyle I get to live with you, but I hate you for it.
Yes.
But I hate you for it.
Yes.
I hate that I got to have my hand out when I want to go get these new kicks. I hate that I have to ask in a way about, well, where are we going on vacation and what does my contribution look like? Because I'm not running shop the way I really want to run shop, as most men really like to lead their household.
Right.
Exactly. And so when I was talking about Miss CEO of Xerox, I'm saying, what is the
I will say that's a good point, and that's what she went through in her marriage. And yeah, I mean, you know, I will concede that there are some guys who would feel in that, and that's why I'm glad I said in that because that's actual marriage. So we're taking it a step further from relationships, right? So yeah, in that instance, what she's saying makes sense. Absolutely, there are a lot of men who do not feel like they're in their masculine man when the woman is making significantly more money, and they have to basically go to the woman for, you know, to buy kicks. That's weird to I know that's an example, but that is weird. I wouldn't. Can I buy these Jordans?
problem with a woman of that stature? The amount of time that she's invested, not into her, schooling, but her profession, into her life, building herself up. Why shouldn't she feel like she should be equally yoked? Why is that a problem?
Yeah.
And then it's always the reverse card.
True.
Well, when men are titans of industries, do they go looking for equally yoked, et cetera, et cetera? No, because they're probably not going to go find it. I'm like, oh, Jesus, Lord, take the wheel.
Yeah. Well, they also want somebody that's going to follow them around and do what they want them to do.
That's what I said.
Yeah.
Titans of industry are.
Why is it this Simpsons broad? Oh, I called her a broad. Oh God. It's okay. Why is she going to the whole follow around? And this shit, this not matching is bugging me, but whatever. The truth of the matter is that it's not about finding a woman to follow you around. It's just about finding a woman. Well, I guess you could say who follows the lead, in a woman who likes to be maybe led, or a woman who is a good partner and can kind of go along with the man's sort of program. And I think that if you're with a good man, a man who wants to be, I would just say this because I want to continue on with this video. If you're with a good man and a man who wants the best for not only you, the woman, and your family, then I don't see why this is an issue, because she's basically kind of saying it like it's an issue. Like she's saying it in this kind of like negative way. But anyways.
Are looking for women who are not going to say, I'm sorry, my schedule is
Correct.
is
Exactly.
They need a woman who is going to be at their beck and call, who is going to be available for everything, who's going to have the kids, raise them,
Yes.
and just be available for them.
Would you ever do something
Well, you want that money to be available. Go ahead.
like that, Al?
What?
Pay all the bills.
Like, shit, finally. Come on, we got 6 minutes of this video left, lady. You better contribute something now.
Would you take care?
She's too cute.
Like, say he's like a stay-at-home dad, and he's taking care of the kids, and you are the breadwinner. Are you okay with taking care of all the bills?
No.
No, yeah.
There would have to be there would have to be circumstances for that
You gotta look like Boris Cujo. Y'all already said it.
to, like, what's the issue?
Why aren't you working?
Yes, why aren't you working?
She's saying, put another way, make it make sense.
Yeah.
Make it make
Yeah.
sense.
Make it make
And if it
sense.
doesn't make sense, it's a no.
Now,
Yeah.
what do y'all think about this though? When the man does work and then he's never there.
Well, personally, I'm fine with it because the Bible says you're supposed to provide. But that's just me. I've also
Like,
got
are the lights
I believe in provision.
Like, is the
Um,
house there?
Yeah.
Right, because somebody does have to go get it. And just to show you I'm consistent on this, I have friends who were raised in more affluent childhoods and backgrounds than I was, where they had two parents.
I don't buy this whole if I don't I'm gonna throw a flag. I don't buy the whole if he's away and he's working, y'all are just fine with it, or she's just fine with it. I don't buy that shit. I think that if she was married to a man and she truly loved and respected and really truly loved that man, and he was just gone all the fucking time working, she will eventually start to complain about it. I wholeheartedly believe that. She would want that man to be around. She would want him to forego meetings and trips and this and that to spend more time with him. Because if she just didn't give a fuck, this is how it works, right? This fellas, this is how it works, at least in my opinion, right? Don't listen to me, but listen. If he just went off and just went to work and she didn't give a fuck, then she doesn't actually give a fuck. You know what I mean? Like you need to give a fuck and want to spend time with them, or else you don't really want to spend time with them. That's kind of the kicker. So ah mm, mm.
Parents in the home, one personal friend, both of her parents were doctors, and her mother,
I
who
gotta
was a
rewind
hoods
it.
and backgrounds than I was, where they had 2 parents in the home,
Rewind.
insisted on this.
Mhm.
I have friends who were raised in more affluent childhoods and backgrounds than I was, where they had 2 parents in the home, one personal friend, both of her parents were doctors, and her mother, who was a pediatrician, was never around.
Mm.
And she went to a private school, and she'd be like, "Mommy, this is bullshit because all my other friends' moms are on the field trips, and where are you?" And in my house, that's like so crazy because I had a single mom who was working 3 or 4 jobs, driving a school bus, also getting paid at the time $25 an hour. I'm talking about in the 90s at UPS. Shout out to UPS.
Mm.
And all these things. So my expectation was that she wouldn't be around
Right.
because I understood at a young age, to your point, Elle, you can't have both at the same time.
Yeah.
Someone cannot be taking care of your lived expenses and be up in your face. So which one do you value more? Like mama can't be making Lunchables and on the field trips if she's going to get it
Yeah.
to make sure that I can have the things I need to
Yeah.
succeed in life.
Yeah.
Same thing with my husband. My husband can't be up in my face sitting on the couch with me watching Netflix if I need somebody to send these kids to private school.
Yeah.
If I need somebody to make sure that we have our mortgage paid, not our rent paid, our mortgage paid. So I'm very much okay, baby, go to work.
So you'll be okay with him being gone?
Bye-bye.
Really?
I love you. Go get it. And that's what I want men to understand.
The reason why I don't want to. This is kind of like like she's kind of looking at the man like a utility. I is my phone not my phone, my laptop. Do I gotta charge this damn laptop again, y'all? I'm gonna pause it. I'm gonna charge this laptop again because it's on 16%, and just like that, it's gonna be at 5%. So, uh, okay. My laptop is being charged right now. I gotta stop it with these pauses, man. It kind of throws me off. But hey, we're here, man. I'm here. I don't know about you. Okay. Only 3 minutes left. All right.
And about most Black women that I know, most of us, contrary to mortgage paid. So I'm very much okay, baby, go to work.
So you'll be okay with him being gone?
Bye-bye.
Really?
Oh, that's what I was gonna say. What I was gonna say was before I got thrown off. If she's at least saying, "Hey, I'll miss him, but I understand he needs to work," then I can kind of. But there's something kind of about that. I don't know. Doesn't sit right with old Jamba.
I love you. Go get it. And that's what I want men to understand about most Black women that I know. Most of us, contrary to popular belief, don't just want a man. We want the man that we want. We want a man that we desire. We want a man that we're actually attracted to physically, emotionally, psychologically, intellectually. And if you're not that,
So nothing wrong with this, Ebony K. Nothing wrong with that at all. But you said earlier, should I rewind? I got 19 minutes. I've been on for 19 minutes. Should I rewind? Can I rewind? I may not be able to find it exactly. I'm not gonna break my back to find it. I'll just mention it. So Ebony K, if you rewind either on this stream or the last or whatever, wherever she said it, I don't know when exactly she said it, but Ebony K. Williams said that. No, it was recently. Hold on a second. Fuck it. Hold on.
and she went to a private school, and she'd be like, "Mommy, this is bullshit because Shout out to UPS.
Mm.
And all these things. So my expectation was that she wouldn't be around.
Right.
Because I understood at a young age, to your point, Elle, you can't
She's gonna break it down in a few seconds. It was right here.
have both at the same time.
Yeah.
And have both at the same time.
Someone cannot be taking care of your lived expenses and be up in your face. So which one do you value more? Like
Which one do you value more? Remember, my thing is sliding from my pillow. Remember, she said that.
Mama can't be making Lunchables and on the field trips if she's going to get it.
Yeah.
To make sure that I can have the things I need to
Yeah.
succeed in life.
Yeah.
Same thing with my husband. My husband can't be up in my face, sitting on the couch with me watching Netflix if I need somebody to our rent paid, our mortgage.
Gone first.
Bye-bye. About most Black women that I know, most of us, contrary to popular belief, don't just want a man. We want the man that we want. We want a man that we desire. We want a man that we're actually attracted to. Physically,
Nothing wrong with that.
emotionally,
Nothing wrong with that.
psychologically,
Nothing wrong with that.
intellectually.
Nothing wrong with that.
It's a
And
lot
if
to
you're
ask.
not that, you know what I
That is a
mean?
whole lot,
to
right?
ask.
Nowadays.
It is a lot to ask. And I
Just like she said, what do you value more? What do you so all these things that she named, what are the things that you value more? Because a lot of y'all can get yourself a dude who makes good money, but a lot of y'all can't get yourself a dude who makes good money and is someone who is highly physically attractive. That's why especially for a Black man, the athlete is like the pinnacle, because the athlete has, at least from a shallow perspective, just looking at it like that. I mean, these guys might not always be the most loyal or what have you, but these guys are the tallest. These guys, so a lot of women are the best looking. These guys make the most money. These guys are the most popular. These guys are athletic. These guys basically kind of have the infinity gauntlet of what a lot of women, especially Black women, would want in a man, specifically a Black man. But most of y'all don't have what it takes, and it's not even just about a athlete, but just guys in that upper 20%, 15%, 10% of the guys who have like these Renaissance guys. So to use her own point, there's things that you're gonna have to pick and prioritize over the other. And just like y'all stated earlier in the video that I talked about, and I'm pretty sure other people I pointed out, if that guy is attractive, a lot of y'all will, if he looks like Boris Cujo, y'all are cool with foregoing that financial aspect of it, right? Or maybe you will at a certain point, and maybe you eventually get over it. So not saying that a woman can't find a guy who has a lot of these aspects, but at the same time, you're gonna have to prioritize some things. And guys do this, we understand that we have to do this relatively early. Women, I think, have a little bit of a harder time because a guy, there was either a study or a survey where guys were asked, hey, you got a woman here who has 80% of what you want. Are you taking it? Are you gonna be in a relationship with her or what have you? And these men said, fuck yeah. She got 80% of what I want in a woman. 80%? I'm good. Whereas most of the women, when asked the same question about a man, most of the women didn't take it because they feel like they were settling. So if you, it's kind of like this, right? If there's a spouse store and you go into the spouse store and you put in your order, I want a 5'5" woman and these measurements, and I want her to look like this with this colored hair and these interests and this and that, and you write down your whole laundry list of what you want in a woman. And you get back a woman that had 80% of the shit that you asked for as a man, most men are going to be good with the results. But a lot of y'all women, you write down your Renaissance man exactly what you want. I want him to be 6'4" and he got a beard and he got tattoos and his dick is this long and blah, 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 blah. You write all the stuff in the thing and you get everything that you want in that man, but you look at your man. But wait a minute, his dick isn't. He's missing some inches on his dick. He actually doesn't. I like when a man's beard does this, and he doesn't. He just has a little. he just has this little thing. I want the whole, he's actually not. I wanted a guy who was like 6'1", and this guy is actually like 5'9". Like he's not quite, but everything else he's good. Like he has all the values that you want, and he makes good money. But those few things you don't have, most of y'all will take that motherfucker back to the kitchen. Y'all taking that back. Y'all taking that man back to the kitchen. I'm not saying all of y'all, but this kind of goes to. I think I'm lost in my own sauce here. How many? We got 3 minutes left. Let's finish this thing off.
Not a lot
It's
to
not.
ask.
I actually think it is.
No, I swear to God, everybody trying to convince us that we need to accept the bare minimum needs to go somewhere. No, that is not a lot to ask. I swear to.
Is it not a lot to ask, Melissa Ford?
Let's see. Let's rewind real quick. Don't roll your eyes. I'm gonna rewind again.
No, I swear to God.
Want a man that we're actually attracted to.
Attracted,
Physically,
physically
emotionally.
attracted, emotionally attracted, which I don't even know. How are you emotionally attracted? I think, okay. Emotionally attracted,
Psychologically, intellectually.
psychologically attracted. What? Wait, let's rewind. What? No, first of all, none of this shit. If you can't, for a lot of these women, especially some of these black women, if you can't meet you being attractive, all this other psychological, emotional, intelligence, all that shit. I'm sorry, y'all. Most of that shit don't fucking matter. Most of that shit don't. Most more times than not, it doesn't matter. This whole sapiosexual shit is some. I think more times than not, it's some sapio bullshit. Y'all gonna fight me on this, but the Nutty Professor in that movie where Jada Pinkett Smith liked the Nutty Professor because he was intelligent, but he was fat. That was a fucking movie. That's not. These are the exceptions, not the rule. This is not reality. Both men and women both value people who they are physically attracted to first and foremost before you can move to anything else in the queue.
Go get it. And that's what I want men to understand about most black women that I know. Most of us, contrary to
I'm ready to listen. Okay, what are the things? What are the things?
popular belief, don't just want a man. We want the man that we want. We want a man that we desire. We want a man that we're actually attracted to.
Physically attracted.
Physically, emotionally,
Emotionally.
psychologically,
Psychologically.
intellectually.
Intellectually.
And if you're not that, you know what I mean?
Lot, right? Nowadays,
It is a lot to ask.
It's
And I
not a lot
it's
to ask.
not.
But here's the problem, though. Y'all talking about he got to be physically attractive, emotionally, all this shit, but y'all didn't say the other thing. This little pinky right here, she missed? Financially attractive. Because the bus driver can be physically attractive, emotionally attractive, psychologically attractive, intellectually attractive. You can have all these things.
But not the finances.
That's what I'm saying. She's talking about stop the cap or stop cap. She needs to stop cap right now. Because that financial piece of it, and maybe she just forgot it, but that should have been like number 2 or number 3. All this emotional, I gotta be emotionally attracted to you. Ebony, come on.
I actually think it is.
No, I swear to God, everybody trying to convince us that we need to accept the bare minimum needs to go somewhere. No, that is not a lot to ask. I swear to God, the bar's in hell.
No, but I agree with you because
I
if
just
they
don't
have
want
all
it.
that,
Was
they
the
want
end of my
love.
point.
Yeah, they want
So
someone
if
that
you're
control.
not all of those things, if I don't desire you, I really don't want you. Real boss men, they do not desire a financial or an intellectual equal. They are not attracted to it. It is a turn off. The pee goes, burr, burr, burr. It does.
It's not a turnoff. It's just a non. It's not a. It's a neutral thing. It's a neutral. It's neutral. If I see a woman who looks like Zoe Kravitz, like if there's Zoe Kravitz, if let's say Zoe Kravitz was actually a twin, and there's Zoe Kravitz, the fucking big time actress, was in Batman and all these movies and shit, and Zoe Kravitz's long lost twin sister who works at Payless, I'm gonna be equally attracted if they both have a similar personality. I'm gonna be equally attracted to them. Now, I would probably better be able to get a date from the Zoe Kravitz who works at Payless, but am I attracted to her that much differently than the other one? No. Now, if the actual Zoe Kravitz for real, if she was a bitch to me, and the other one was nice because she worked at Payless and she was just happy to sell shoes to little Hispanic kids all the time, and that's just what her passion was, then yes, the other Zoe Kravitz would be more attractive technically, but because of a personality thing, not because of a physical thing or an inherent thing. So I think this whole notion that men, y'all, their dicks get limp when they meet a woman who earns good money or whatever the fuck. This to me is projection on her part.
I'm telling y'all the truth. They did not go to law school, L'Oreal, so they could end up with a peer. They went to law school, they went to medical school, they went to Harvard MBA so that they could be the dominant, so that they could run the shop.
We're all single here on this panel. Are you single?
I am definitely single.
I'm
Yeah.
newly single.
Yeah.
I've been single a very long time.
Yeah.
And
Single.
all successful,
Yes.
which is scary. So it is that hard,
It is-
right?
it's-
We're
yeah.
saying it's
But it's only hard because you make it hard.
Like I said earlier in the stream, all these women, even friggin', I don't want to insult it. Even this girl, even her, all these women got plenty of men. Melissa Ford went through I'm not trying to be a dick, but there was a song about it. She wrote a book about it. We can't just ignore it. This woman went through every nigga in the early 2000s. Melissa Ford did. She wrote a book about it, like just a glossary, just a glossary of rappers and athletes. If I'm not mistaken, I don't think I'm wrong on that. She actually she did. I'm not trying to shame her or anything like that, but my point is that you can't tell me that out of all of these dudes, all four y'all, even the other chick, even the chick to the far left, even though she's a little thicker, she got that light skin privilege. She's meeting dudes too. There's dudes and that, like, come on. So at a certain point, because I'm gonna tell you something, men don't have off the rip all the access that we have to women. We gotta fucking earn and build, man. We gotta build that shit. I'll give you a prime example, even though he's not a black man. Look at somebody like James Gunn. Look at James Gunn. The James Gunn is a guy who's, and I'm a big time movie comic book nerd, so I'm using James Gunn as an example. James Gunn, I believe that he was probably married previously, but James Gunn right now has a wife who's an actress who's frequently in his stuff. He's not newly married, but they've been married for a minute. But somebody like a James Gunn had to build himself up to get to a point where he's making Guardians of the Galaxy movies and all this other stuff to get himself a woman of that caliber, because the woman that he's with is pretty attractive. But that takes a minute, and for a lot of guys, you know, it takes a while for them to have that access, you know. But a woman like Melissa Ford has dealt so that's why I'm kind of looking at most of y'all, really all of y'all, in this quartet of single black womanness or whatever I want to call it. And I'm just there's some underlying, there's a few layers of bullshit here. There, to me, there just is, right? There just is. This isn't, at no point in human, I shouldn't say at no point, but 50, 60 years ago, this wouldn't really be a thing. People just kind of got together. You made it fucking work. You got married. It wasn't perfect, but you made it work. And not just the women too, but the men made it work as well. And I know that there was still problems back in the day and whatever. Um, but still, I mean, I think Ebony K. Williams has had like maybe I think at least she's had one marriage. She's had her first marriage. I'm guessing she probably had a second. I think Melissa Ford was also married at one point, but I could be wrong.
Not that hard, but you have 4 successful women.
Because the success is not to our advantage.
Beautiful.
Romantically.
Now,
okay, let's just name some things.
Yeah.
Okay, because I can't sit up on this panel and not name the fact that even in this conversation of 4 diverse women of different lived experiences, we still represent some similarities. Nobody on this panel is darker than a brown paper bag. We need to name that. Nobody on this panel is.
I'm glad she fucking said that shit because this was black women. Listen to black women, and I really only see a certain shade or higher. So I'm glad. That's one thing I will say about Ebony K. Williams is that she is being pretty fair here. Oh wow. Okay, so I'm looking at Melissa Ford's dating history. Okay. Uh-oh. It gave me an adult content warning. Okay, I guess. Okay, yes, I am over 18. Okay. Her dating history: Flo Rida, Drake, Andre 3000, Kerry Rhodes, Tyrese Gibson, Brian Michael Fox, Nelly, Reggie Bush, 50 Cent, Benzino. And these are just the guys that we know about. Again, I'm not shaming here. I'm not shaming. The point that I'm trying to make is that you can't say that this woman did not have access to, because if she has access to 50 Cent, then she definitely has access to men who are not nearly as famous as a 50 Cent, but men who are, you know, like who are still have means, like maybe bankers or guys in Wall Street or doctors, or like, you just can't tell me. I mean, she's an attractive woman. She's still attractive. She's 47. She's still attractive. So why do that's you? Come on.
Is more than a size 10. And so let's just kind of expand the conversation. We represent a preference. Oh, am I the only one here?
No, I'm listening. No, we're listening.
We represent a preference amongst what society, and in particular, black men have said they preferred. And yet, we represent black women that are still paying a price and a tax for our success. Can we imagine?
That's only because you, ma'am, that's you though. That the only thing preventing you from the success is you. In that regard. If what you're saying is true and you have the preference, and doesn't that make you look even dumber? You mean to tell me that y'all were listen, if all of these women here were just nobodies, not successful, you know, this girl over here, she works at Food for Less, and let's say the Ebony K. Williams is just a preschool teacher, not making that much money. Let's say she, the other girl, I don't know, she works at a pharmacy, you know, ringing up people, and let's say Melissa Ford is just I don't know, she blah, I don't know, works at McDonald's, something. That if we just take these same women and remove their success, they would be in these happy relationships. Like it's just because they are successful people. If that's the case, then the problem would be more so you, because the same men, if you take Melissa Ford and made her a less rich, less famous person, the same amount of men will find her just as attractive as before. That's the bottom line. The difference is y'all and your mindset.
What this conversation looks like with our darker melanated sisters? Can we imagine what this conversation looks like with our curvier sisters? So I think that this is showing to me the impetus of the crisis. Mm-hmm. We're in a crisis when it comes to black women in romantic partnership. Because
the crisis is in your mind.
because to Melissa's point earlier, of course we can, and many of us do date outside of the Black race. But I'm never gonna try to convince a Black woman to want something she doesn't want.
Oh,
Right?
never.
You know what I
never,
mean?
Absolutely
If you
not.
don't, if you are attracted and desirous of a Black man, that's what I want for you.
All right, thank y'all so much.
Thank you.
Listen, this was an amazing conversation.
Why is only 4 people in attendance? I'd rather they just not cut. It's only like a couple people. I don't know. Maybe that's just their style. But anyways, y'all, wow, like I spent quite a bit of time on this thing. I got to go to bed. What did you think about the video? I'm definitely gonna watch a few reactions to this. You know, I hope that mine can rank up. You know, among the reactions. I'll probably post this tomorrow. Anyways, like, subscribe. I had some in and out earlier, and I think it's getting to me. So I'm definitely gonna take a shower and lie the fuck down. Right? Have a good one.